So good day to everybody. This is going to be my first attempt at doing an unboxing on this channel. I've done these in the past and I've watched a lot of unboxing, but I think we're going to do this one a little bit different. It's going to be done in stages. First of all, I'm going to just open up the box, take everything out, show you what all is in here, and give you just a little bit of what it is. Then down the road, we'll go ahead and do a more in-depth review of where we're going to run some boards through and see how it does. Make sure we get everything set up correctly so it performs at this optimum balance. Then the third thing that we will be doing is further down the road, we'll go ahead and show everything what it is and how it's done over a 3-month period. Okay, well, let's get started. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got. While I'm doing this, I just want to let you know that this is from Harbor Freight. It was $359 before taxes. The funny thing is this is an early Christmas present for my wife. She knew that I've been wanting to get one of these for some time and decided to let me get ahead and get it early as a Christmas present. So that was awful sweet of her to allow me to do that. Was the last one on the shelf. So that's a plus. Just so you know, if you do decide to get one of these, and this is the bow planer, its code is 1621 E as in Echo dash B as in Bravo. It's a 12.5 inch planer, so that means you cannot feed anything more than 12 inches wide through it. It is heavy, I will tell you that. It weighs somewhere roughly around 65 to 70 pounds. So make sure you take that into consideration if you need to get yourself a stand, or if you've got a good strong workbench to be able to set it on to be able to do the operations with. So make sure that you're prepared for that. So we got it opened up. The first thing we're going to see is it has a destruction manual. And we will be reading through this to make sure that we're putting everything together correctly and to make sure that we're operating it safely. What we have here is the crank that mounts onto the top of the planer. I do understand that this, when you're cranking this up or down, each quarter turn raises it like 3/30 seconds, but I'll double check that just to make sure before I give you a final go ahead on that. More packing materials. I must say that I think that it was packed pretty well. The box was a little bit damaged when I picked it up from Harbor Freight. But so far, everything is looking pretty good. This is fairly decent packing foam that they had stuffed in there, so that's a plus. Sorry for the loud noise. We're going to go ahead and open this up. So what you're seeing now is fits onto the planer. This is the dust collection part of it. So this is the shroud that fits over, and then as the blades spin around, throws your chips and dust into it. And then this fits on over this to match up. And I believe this is a 4-inch adapter that'll go on here. Now my Bauer's vacuum with a dust stopper on it is only a 2-inch hose, so we'll have to end up figuring out how to make that fit correctly, if we even need the adapter. We may be able to attach it directly onto the piece here, or using a rubber coupler that you can find in almost any hardware store to make it fit correctly. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just stop the video for a second and pull the entire assembly out. Like I said, it does weigh about 65 to 70 pounds. So I want to make sure I get this out of the box from the floor and back onto the workbench. So I'll be back in just 1 second. All right, everybody, we're back now. So sorry for that long piece there, but in your world it only took just a quick second, a little blank screen, and here we are again. I am going to move the camera here in just a few minutes, and do apologize for any shakiness and everything, but I want to make sure you get to see everything that's in here. But just to begin with, on the outside, what we're looking at here is we've got 2 hand grips on either side. And that is supported by a metal. The casing is plastic, but it's a nice thick plastic. I'd say about 1/8 of an inch ABS plastic, so I think it's going to hold up pretty well. You do have 2 rollers on top that are free rolling, and so that way, so when you feed something through and you walk around and you get it, all you gotta do is just bring it back across. So if you got a second person helping you out, they'll be able to take that board and bring it all the way back across and feed it back through again. So that's a nifty little thing. You don't see too many planers with something like that set up on it like that. So let's grab the camera so you can get a good look around it and inside of it. So hang on a second. Okay, so now what you can see here is it overall. So we've got this set up. Here's the one tray that they flip down, which makes it great because it's easier for storage that way. And of course you have those on different sides. Now, one of the things that I do know about this is on the in-feed side, you see right here, there is a little bit of a gap right here. So you got to make sure you get this adjusted right so everything is sitting up and it'll help with your sniping. But there's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to take care of that and help with that by building a sled that'll feed through and help with the sniping. So we got 2 styrofoam pieces in here, but unfortunately we got to raise everything up so we can do that. Here is the power cord rolled up inside of it, and get back around to this side so you can see real well. So this is a 5/32 Allen wrench, or a T Allen wrench, and a magnetic piece right here. So what this is so you can reach inside and get to, and you have 2 of them. One looks like it fell out, but what you've got is their magnets. So when you go to change the blades out, because they could still be sharp on one side because they are double bladed, and you use that to be able to snap onto it and lift that out without using your fingers on it, so you don't end up getting cut or anything. So that's the last thing that you would ever want to do. Another piece about this is 9,400 RPMs. So always be very careful with it and how you're feeding your boards in. That's just a safety disclaimer to make sure that no one's doing anything. You can see that there's plenty of stickers on here telling you to, how to prevent serious injury or property damage. Here on the side, you can see that there is a red arrow along with a ruler on the side with a gradient. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the arm on now so we can lift it up. Now, what you'll need to understand that there is a rubber stopper here in the top of it. So you'll want to pull that out to get to the screw that's going to screw this in, so you can make sure that that's nice and tight. The nice thing is, going back to that T-wrench that comes with it, you don't have to worry about using one of your own because it's already there waiting for you. So that's pretty good. So it's fairly easy to go on. There is only one way that it can fit because it's got a notch inside of it. So that's good. It only pushes down so far. So we'll go ahead and tighten that up. Now I would say this piece here that shows your up and down measuring. You want to make sure that you don't over tighten because you don't want to, of course, break that. The handle itself is metal, and then you got a nice rubber gripper on here. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is that when you're turning it, you can feel how it's raising. There are little vibrations in it, so you're knowing that it's raising up, and you can feel it dropping each, I'm going to say probably, 30 seconds up an inch, because every quarter turn is going to be that. So like right now, we're at 1/32, And if we turn 1/4, we're at 1/64. So every quarter turn is going to be 1/32 of an inch that is going to raise that bed up. Okay. So we're going to continue, and you want to go clockwise as you're standing from the feed direction or the in-feed side, and to raise your bed up. And I shouldn't say to raise the bed, but to raise the planer itself. Okay, should be enough. Awesome. Yeah, nice thick padding was inside of between the planer and the base, so we know that everything is protected real well there. Do apologize for stepping off from there. The next thing I want to show you is, let me get the camera again, is the very front here. So as you can see, get in a little bit closer. So you got your normal on off, and I will tell you that this is unplugged, it is not plugged in. So it's a paddle flip up. Nice thing about these is if you need to shut it off in a hurry, you just literally slap it and it comes back down. You have your safety piece right here, or your safety key. Pop that out, and then this won't be able to turn anything on. So if you've got small ones or unauthorized use, that'll keep it from getting started up and potentially hurting someone or something. Another nice feature is it's got a built-in circuit breaker, so that is really good. This is, I don't know if the amperage is on here. This is a 15 amp on here, so that is nice that if it binds up or gets caught on something, then it's immediately going to cut itself out and trip that breaker real quick. So that's a plus. Okay, let's go back around to the other side. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and put the dust guard on. And again, this is a nice thing because you don't want all the chips to be coming out from the front and scattering them everywhere. You probably are going to want to set up into your dust collection system. Like I said, I've got a Bauer 5-gallon vacuum along with a 5-gallon bucket and a dust stopper, and it sucks up most of any debris that I've got on just about anything and everything. So from my miter saw to my bandsaw to whatever, it does a real good job. And so we're going to be using the same thing on this as well. Another way. So you can basically put this on facing any direction you want, which is a good thing. Because I've got a wall right here and other tools on the side along with my workbench. So facing to the right as I'm standing in front of it will be a good thing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and screw that in and get it attached. Now, when you're putting this on, this, like I said, this is just a plastic housing. So when you're tightening down your screws on this, I would definitely say don't over torque it. You're not going to want to snap that plastic off. The nice thing again is it comes with a key, or I should say a 5/32 Allen wrench T-handle. That makes it so much easier putting everything together. There we go, we just snag that up. There we go. And then it is attached. Now, there is a little clip here for this to fit in, for the Allen wrench to fit into. As far as everything I've seen off of online is it pretty much stays in place, so you don't have to worry about it, which you don't have to worry about losing it. So that is a plus. One of the things that we got to do is put the rubber stopper back into the handle. There we go. All right. Down the middle, so we can clamp on there, so make sure you get that. And then just slide it on a little bit. Looks like it will only fit about so far. Again, it's plastic, so I just want to snug that up, make sure that it's just not going to pop off. Now, like I said, if you're working outside, the nice thing is this is pretty big. It looks like a 4-inch opening on here. Let's take a quick measurement. Yep, it's 4 inch. So if you're working outside, that's going to blow a lot of your dust and chips and everything off your material that's been planed off and straight out to the side here. Now again, safety is you start planing, you feed it through from the inside, you're going to walk this way to possibly get to your outfeed, and you're going to have all that sawdust and chips and material blowing into you. So whichever side you decide to mount this, either to this side or to this side, make sure that you're walking around on the opposite side when you go to your outfeed. Or use a dust collection system, and then you don't have to worry about getting hit with anything. I know a lot of people work with pallets. Make sure you got all the nails out of them, and if you missed one, that's going to come through. It's going to mess up your blades, the knives on the planer itself, but you could potentially take a chunk of metal, kick it through and out, and if it happens right when you're deciding to walk in front of it, there's a strong possibility you're going to get hit with a piece of metal into your stomach or into your chest or wherever. So take all safety precautions before doing that. So folks, that's about it for now. Everything's put together. Like I said, this is going to be done in stages. It's going to be a 3-part review. The next one is we will actually feed some boards through here, make some man glitter, and throw some sawdust around. This is going to. So at this point, like I said, we're going to stop the recording. This will end the unboxing and showing you what everything is. The next thing we'll do is go ahead and fire it up and get some sawdust going and make a lot of noise. These are noisy at 9,400 RPM. You are going to, based upon how much material you're taking off, it's going to go from loud to even louder. So make sure you wear proper ear protection and eyewear, safety wear at all times. Once again, thanks for tuning in. If you want to, go ahead and hit subscribe or like. This is all new to me, so it really doesn't matter one way or the other if you do. Hope you enjoyed the first part of the review. We'll have more to come. So from me to you and from Cat's Paw Guitars, you have a great and wonderful day.